Thanks for taking the time to watch today's video. We're going to be pumping out these videos weekly between our Tuesday and Thursday streams on Twitch at Stinkpot Studios from 7 to 10 p.m. Central. While you're here, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We want to hear your comments, so get them going. If you don't like or agree with anything you see in today's video, make sure to start that debate. Keep things constructive criticism and remember to respect everybody's feelings that is involved in our discussion. All right, guys, here we go. Enjoy today's video. Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. So what we're going to be showcasing here today is mainly going to be geared at newer players or maybe just players that haven't thought about block mechanics. So block is probably one of the most underrated skills in the game. You don't really think of it as a profession, but if you go and bring up your profession menu, go to combat skills, you can see that block is indeed a profession. And basically every block you get will add 100 XP. So essentially, in my case, I need 51 blocks to get to the next level. So don't underestimate blocks. So before we get into blocking, though, we want to make sure we do the correct building blocks to get you set up in a way that you're going to be able to understand what's going on. Now, a lot of people will criticize the combat in PAX DEI in its current state. Say it's too basic, say it's too vanilla, but this is exactly the time you want to get in touch with it. So learn the mechanics, and as they get more complex, you will build with them. We're going to be talking today from a PvE perspective. In future videos, we're going to talk about PvP and even dungeons, how you should be blocking and mainly want to focus on being the tank role in those situations. Now, PAX DEI does not technically yet have the holy trinity roles of tank, healer, DPS in game yet, but we are going to talk like we're the tank here today. So one thing I want to put out before we get started is we're not going to be using healing potions. I do recommend using stamina potions with this build. You mainly, as a tank, you want a stamina stack and not health stack. So the reason for that is every time you block in PAX DEI, it's going to take a chunk of stamina off instead of health. So you want to have stamina as high as you can. And also, as the difficulty of the mobs increase, so will the stamina that they take off of you. So your harder enemies will take off more stamina when you block than your introductory level 4 Inquisitors. So for today's video, we are going to stick with the low to mid-level Inquisitors. We're going to start off with some level 9s, 10s, maybe some 4s mixed in, I don't know. And then we're going to head on over here where there's some like levels 16s and 18s and show you guys the block mechanics in that case. So let's talk about the first thing you need to take into account before you go into any combat situation is you must know your gear. So in my case, I am rocking a slashing 181, piercing 179, and blunt 169. So since my piercing is lower, barely lower than my slashing, anytime you encounter enemies that are shooting arrows at you, you probably want to take them down first. And we'll get into those mechanics later, but right now, just know your gear. So if your defenses are, sub 130, you're probably just starting out with the game, or you got some tier 1 armor. As you get into the tier 3 armor, which is primarily what I'm wearing now, this is what you can expect stats wise. And as far as food goes, I'm bringing all stamina stacking food. So I'm using elderberry syrup, which gives me 35 stamina. And this is really, I think, the major health boost I'm going to get, because you don't want to totally ignore health. So just keep that in mind as well. The only healing spell I might use is going to be Radiant Mend 1, because the whole point of you being a tank is you shouldn't have to heal. Use your block. You essentially have 2 health bars with your stamina bar and your health bar. So if you don't know what happens when you run out of stamina in combat, you will get temporarily stunned for a few seconds before you can recover. So you don't want to get to 0 stamina. We also have the Breath of Joy. So when I do get to that emergency situation where I'm like, oh crap, I'm about to go down to 0 stamina, I will pop this Breath of Joy, which will give me a sprint burst, which recovers my stamina for about 8 seconds. So that's like your fail-safe. When everything else is going wrong, pop that Breath of Joy as a lifesaver, get away from the enemies and regroup, and come up with a new attack plan. So that's our gear. So know your gear is number 1. The second thing you want to focus on is know your enemy. So we are going to come in here and, like I said, fight these low-level Inquisitors. Let me pop some stamina. And look, I have 204 stamina. I recommend getting to at least 150 stamina if you're lower levels. But other than that, 200 plus is where I like to be with stamina. So when I say know your enemies, what we're going to do for this first set of attacks are, we're not going to block at all. We're not going to be a tank at all. We're basically trying to understand the mechanics of our enemies. I want to see what attacks they're doing, how often they're attacking, and so forth. So let's just get into our first battle right here. We'll just do... let me get my health back up. So we're basically going to just get in here and understand what the heck our enemy's doing. Here we go. Know your enemy. So this is a level 10 Inquisitor. This one is an archer, so they're going to start off using the arrow, and it will stay in this mode until it gets close enough. If you're at a decent range from the archer, you can easily anticipate the archer shooting the arrow. You should be able to dodge these pretty easily. See, it got hit right there. It was a little slow, but as soon as they draw that arrow, you can pretty much move, and you're gonna miss it every time. And so that's stage 1 of knowing your enemy. Now, when I'm moving in close, you're gonna see that they're gonna switch their stance to melee, and they're gonna hit you pretty hard there. So mainly what I want you to focus on is how hard are they hitting you, and that will help you see there was their special attack there, and how often does that special attack heat up. So we're gonna pop a health potion, and again, when you get back to range, they switch back to arrows. So now that we know our enemy, we can go in here and anticipate when we need to block. Here we go. We'll hit them once, and then we go, okay, they're switching. So there's 1, 2, 3 attacks. So we go 1, 2, 3, and they're doing it again. So we go 1, and then we block. 1, and then we block. So now we're gonna ramp up here. See, he's hitting me hard. I'm gonna block everything now. And he's gone. So mainly the point I wanted to come across on that is, what the heck is he doing? So in this next fight we're gonna go into, we're gonna be actively blocking in this one. So it's gonna be, this one probably won't be an, oh, actually the archer's standing up, so we'll let him come our way. He'll come out here. We'll heal in just a minute, and then we'll engage. Should be able to dodge him until our healing spell is ready. There we go. And alright, so now we're ready to move in. We're gonna hit him once, twice, and then block. Okay, once, twice. We can probably get 3 attacks in. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Yep, Yep, we can get 3 attacks in before we have to block. And that was a much cleaner kill. You also, when I say know your gear, you have to understand your weapon. I'm using a mace. A mace is typically going to be a faster attack rate than, let's say, a great axe or a sword. So know your weapons as well. That falls under knowing your gear. So now you can see I'm not going to worry about healing because we have seen these enemies. We know what they're going to do. Now the only thing we really need to worry about is, okay, how do we engage multiple enemies? What you can do is you can use Pacify or Mez to take some of them out of the equation for a minute. So we're going to pacify him. The other one on the stairs shouldn't be bothered by what we're doing out here. So we're going to pull this guy out. And he was a little sneaky there behind that tree, but now we can see him right there. We'll go back in and engage and do 1, 2, 3, block. We might be able to get 4 in. Let's try 4. 1, 2. Oh, nope, he was ready. 1, 2. Okay, he's going to be dead that time. So yeah, minimal blocking on these guys. We will have to increase our blocking as we get further. That guy is still mezzed for 35 more seconds. So let's go. Oh, we got too close, which is fine. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, block. And when you want to get in position of this guy over here, this is how you take on 2 people at the same time. You keep an eye on both of them, and when one's about to shoot the arrow and attack, you just block them both. And even though I'm low on health, it's not going to matter. And we block. Block. So it's all about, at this point, knowing your enemy, engaging your enemy, anticipating your enemy. So as you start to fight these guys, you'll be like, oh, I see how they're attacking, and you can move forward. So, you know, we survived that battle there against 2 people with under 50 health just by blocking. And these guys are so low level that when they hit me, they're not going to take enough stamina off for me to worry about my stamina bar getting too low. So let's try another set. Let's get both of these guys on us again. Let's block him. Let's get him on us. Okay, 1, 2, block. Here comes the arrow. Hit him again, block. Hit him and block. It's all about anticipating what they are doing. See, I didn't anticipate that one quite well. And we go again. Being patient is key on this. And now we got 1 down. Look, we started at what, 30-something health? We're only down to 27. And they got about half of our stamina gone. Now that there's only 1 enemy left, I know I can get 3 hits in before I have to block with this particular weapon. And he is not gonna touch me at all. That's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. We will heal up a little bit, and actually we'll use a potion to get back to full. And we're gonna go out to the harder enemies now. So I feel pretty confident with these level 10s. Now we're gonna go to this fort up here and ratchet up the difficulty just a tad more. I always encourage everybody when you're learning methods like this, start simple and increase the difficulty. So you could start with these smaller camps. You could even start with this, these are level 10s, but you could even start with the level 4s if you're completely brand new. And then you work your way up to these guys. This is a level 6, so actually going down, but as we get further into the interior of this fort, we'll see the harder ones. We're just going to pretty much just not tank these guys because they're so low level. We're just going to get through. These casters are another one that are fun. When I see a caster, I give him the lowest priority. This guy, however, is the highest priority because he will burn you like no other. You mainly have to watch that burn circle. If it fills completely up, you will start to suffer burn damage. So that fire ring that just happened, you want to hop out of that ring before the burn circle gets completely full. Like, see, there it is right now. It's full. I'm in it, and you can see it'll even tick multiple times if I stay in here long enough, and it just keeps ticking. So, and then it'll fade. So keep that in mind as well. Know your enemy. Alright, so we're going to go to the other side because I know there's enemies on that other side, and then we're going to work our way into the fort. You're going to see us tanking multiple enemies at the same time. Let's see how tough we can get tonight. We're going to take these guys out first, though. The Catalyst is always going to be priority number 1 because he has burn damage. So we'll go hit him with our special ability. And don't forget, with the mace... With the mace, my special ability is stun, but with the shield special ability, that gives me 2 stun. So you should be able to stun lock the Catalyst 2 times if necessary to prevent the fire ring from even being casted at all. So that's something to consider. If we ever get a Catalyst solo, I'll do just that to show you guys what that looks like. But we're going to kill this one here, and then we're going to move in on the main tower. Like I said, these are level 6s. Not worried about tanking. There's going to be named NPCs in here. They should be like level in the teens, I would imagine. And we'll show you how it's done. So just for good measure, I'm going to wait for one more heal. I want to get the total, my total heal up to full health, and then we're going to use Pacify on one of them, and then we're just going to see how many come after us at that point and how many can we hold. Now again, when you're taking on more than 3 enemies, it's going to be really hard to find a moment when you can block all of their attacks. So you can run around a little bit if you want to try and get their attacks all in sync with your blocks. But at the end of the day, sometimes there's just too many enemies, and you're just going to have to find a rhythm where it mitigates most of the damage. So just keep that in mind. Let's start off with the Pacify, and we'll go from there. Now we'll call the attention. So this is level 10. Pacify guy has got my attention now. So he's coming by himself, but we'll block him. So these guys are going to attack quicker, so probably only 2 attacks before we have to block. The others didn't come at all, so don't have to really worry about them. And there's his special ability, and we're just going to knock him out since only 1 came. I really want to get to a situation where we have multiple guys on us, and keep in mind you save that health potion for when you are in emergency mode, and then when you're in an extreme life or death situation, use that breath of joy to just hightail it out of there. I'm really surprised they all didn't come. We're not going to use Pacify this time. Just going to get the full health. We're going to bring as many as we can on us. Let's get our stamina up as well. And here we go. Okay. Okay, there's 2. So we will only block when the arrows are coming at us and when he's swinging. See how we're kind of in sync here? So he just hit me, and then I block again for that hit, and then he's gonna hit. There's the arrow. So now we're back in sync. Look, I haven't lost 1 piece of health yet. So there's 1 gone without losing 1 health. We did lose some stamina, so we can just creep over here, let our stamina recover, and that'll pull the archer, and then we go back at it. Still haven't lost health. And we're just gonna keep going at it. Oh, can we get 2 down without taking 1 bit of health? We sure can, ladies and gentlemen. That is how it's done. Now, can we do that when we got 3 on us? Let's just stand in this circle and see how much we can actually tank. There's gonna be more that come after us. And, oh, lost some health there though. This guy definitely attacks more often, so I have to learn his maneuverability and his attacks. See, look how often he's attacking. And here come the rest of the crowd. So we're going to just use our special ability on that guy, because here comes another catalyst. So we'll pull back just a tad. We'll get a heal off. And that pretty much negated it. And we'll shield block his ability there. He's still gonna get it off because I didn't have my special ability ready, but we're gonna hop out of that circle before the burn damage can set us off. And now we're back to our basics, guys. And so we're not really worried about these guys at all. Catalyst is coming. Let's try the double block here. See, that's kind of too slow, so you probably want to lead off with the shield stun. And even then, the mace might be too slow. Oh, wait, this is the named NPC. Maybe that's why he attacked more frequently. And we'll go and use our emergency health potion, and bam. Today's video. We hope you enjoyed today in PAX Day. If you liked our content and want to join us live, head on over to twitch.tv/Stinkpot Studios. Hit that follow button and enjoy our next live stream. Also, if you want to contact me in Discord outside of any streams or any videos, you can do that by friending Stinkpot Studios. Mention PAX Day and your request, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you next time.